Hey guys, in this video we will be looking at HubFit's habit coaching feature. So we're going to look at both the coach side of things, but we're also going to look at the client side of things. So how it works on the client app and how your client can use this feature. So just for a quick overview, the habit feature in HubFit is very powerful. You can assign habits to a client. You can give them certain start dates in the case where you might want to stack habits and have them unlock on certain days. And you can also give an end date if you want to have a certain period where a client tracks their habits. And the clients for each habit will have a streak and completion rate, and this allows them to stay motivated and to keep on track with their habits. So first things first is I want to show you the library, so you can build out your own library. So I can do this by going to my library here, and you'll see we have habits. Now over here you can click on add habit, and you will be able to pick a habit. Now I'll run you through each of these fields to explain how everything works. But before I do so, I want to show you this HubFit library. So you do get preloaded habits that you can use. So for example, let's say we want this client, or we want a habit for a client, which is cycling. So I'm just going to click on that and it just preloads it for me, and then I can modify it. So let's run through each one of these fields. So you can pick an emoji, a title, a description, but the main part of the habit is picking the goal and the period. So for example, in this case, we want the client to run 5 miles. Now you can change the unit type. So in this case, I'll keep it to a mile. So you want 5 miles, and we want them to do this daily. So complete 5 miles every single day. And you can have a weekly habit. So in this case, let's say instead of 5 minutes every day, we want them to do maybe 30 minutes every week. So as long as they log 30 minutes within that week, the habit will be marked as completed. So they might do 10 minutes one day, 20 minutes the next day, and then the habit for that week has been completed. Now you can further customize this. Maybe you want them to rest on the weekends and you don't necessarily want them to do the habit on the weekend. So you can just mark that as not for the weekends. So that's the frequency. So I'll keep it at 30 minutes every week. Every day except Saturday and Sunday. So again, as long as they complete that habit within that week, doesn't matter when the habit is completed. Now the next thing you have is duration. So if you don't want to set duration, you don't have to set duration, but if you do, you can pick how many days you want the habit to run for. Now this is useful to automatically set the end date for the habit when you give it to the client. So this is useful for cases where you might put these habits on your onboarding flow. So it will automatically be given to a client, and you want the end date to be automatically set. So what the duration will do is it will set the end date 60 days from now. Let's say we want them to do this habit for 30 days. So in 30 days from today, it will end this habit for the client. So I'll leave that on just to show you how that works. And then you can also set a reminder. So you can pick a time and a message, and then they will receive this as a notification on their phone for this habit. So I will go ahead and add this habit. I'll do add habit. And you can see here we've added the habit. So what I'm going to do now is head over to a client and show you how we can actually use this habit. So I'll go to clients. And over here, I'll click on this account that I have, Arnold, and I'll go to his habit section over here. So over here, you'll see at the moment we have 4 different habits. So I have this habit twice here, so I'm just going to edit and just delete this habit. Just delete it. But yeah, you can see here we have 3 habits. So one habit is set to start on July the 16th. So this isn't active yet. I'll show you what that looks like on the app for the client. And we have another habit that has ended. And right now we have a habit that is active here. And you can see the client is on a 3-day streak since it's a daily habit. Now what this looks like for you as a coach is like this. You have the streaks here, their longest streak in case they might have broken a streak, how many times they've completed this habit, and what's their completion rate. And then you can view specific logs that they've logged. So you can see here they've logged 10,000 steps on this day, on this day, and on this day. If they attach a memo, you can view the memo here. You can also modify these yourself. Maybe they've inputted wrong data, so you can go ahead and correct that for them. But you can also log data for your client. So you have this log option. Now they can obviously do it from the app, but in case they might miss something or you need to fix something, you have full control to do so. And then you also have this overviews, and this just gives you a weekly overview. So you can pick any week and view the overview for that week. So for example, at the moment we have this here, Wednesday, and that's the average for this habit. So let's go back to habit and let's add a new habit for this client. So I'll go ahead and click on new habit. So we have three options here. I can create a new habit from scratch. So this is just the steps we just went through. Or I can select something from my library. So we have 4 habits in our library. Or I can just use the HubFit library. I'm going to go ahead and click on the cycling habit that we created. And you can see here it just populates everything from the settings that we have in our library. Now, this is what I meant by the end date. You can see here it automatically set the end date 30 days from now. So this lasts for 29 days, including today, so that's 30 days. I can turn this off if I want to, but I'll just keep the end date on for demonstration purposes. And I'll just go ahead and do add habit. And just like so, we added a new habit for this client. Now I'm going to go over to the app to show you how the client can use the habit feature. So over here we have the HubFit app. So I'm logged in as that client, and the first thing you'll see on the dashboard is they'll see the tasks. So you can see here they have a daily check-in, and they also have some habits due for this day. So the habits that gets displayed on the dashboard are only the ones that are required for today, but there's also a dedicated habit tab which I will show you. So the first thing I'll show you here is how to log a habit. So you can see this habit for today has been completed, but we have this habit cycling that is a weekly habit. So I can go ahead and click on this plus icon, click plus, and I can add a memo from here. I can reset habit from here, and to add I can just click on this. So I'll do add, and let's say today I did 10 miles, and I'll just do add. So now we are at a progress of 10, as you can see, 10 out of 30. Let's say, I go cycling again, and let's say this time I've done 25. I'll just add that. And there we go, we just hit our target. So we're at 35 out of 30. So that's quick access straight from the dashboard for the client. But they can also go to this section here, which is the habit tab. Over here, the client will see all their habits. The first thing you'll see is we have a habit here that hasn't started. And if they try click on this, they will be told that this habit is not available yet. It will only be available on that day. So this allows you to stack habits for the client and prevent them from accessing it until that date starts. There's also a habit that has ended. So they can view their data, but they can't add anything new since this habit has ended. So you'll see here it says this habit has ended, and this is the data that you can view for a specific habit. So the first thing here you see is how many times they've completed it, their completion rate, their current streak, their best streak, the total volume, and the average. You'll also see here there is a chart. So this chart displays data over time, but they can also view it from a calendar. So if you click on this, they can view the data for that period. So if I click on a specific day, I can view what I logged. And yeah, if you want more information on a habit, you have this icon here. So if I click on this, I can get more information. So any description you attach, the days it's scheduled for, and when the habit ends. So that's all available there for the client. But if I go back to the main part, and you'll see here, they'll also get an overview. So they have this activity here, which just shows them for that given month what days they've completed habit. They also get like an overview for all of their habits, and they can switch between month, weekly, or over time. So that's what they see there. Now let's actually click on a habit that is active. So I'll just click on this habit, for example, and let's click on daily steps. So this is a habit that's active, similar to before, and they can just click on this icon here, And if they want to, maybe fix something from yesterday, or backlog something, they can just come here, select the day. For example, let's say we want to add something for the 8th. We forgot to add some steps, so we need to fix something. So yeah, you can come here and always fix things from the past. So for the clients, that's everything. They can also come here and log straight from here, but we just have a shortcut on the dashboard to make it a little easier for them. So yeah, that is almost everything from the coach and the client side. You can see it's very powerful, and it looks very nice for the clients, and you have complete control over everything in terms of restricting access until a habit starts, ending a habit, and yeah, you can amend any data that the clients may have entered incorrectly. So that's everything for the habit coaching. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask in the comments below, and yeah, go ahead and try this out at hubfit.io.